Keep saying the same thing. Welcome to another beautiful evening at Coors Field. Gorgeous afternoon and a spectacular evening as the Rockies will conclude the 2023 campaign against the Minnesota Twins, who have captured the American League Central this year. The Twins come in 11 games above 500 at 85-74. The Twins have not been in Denver since 2014, unless like it was an individual going on
just
vacation.
Kind of a vacation.
Right, that sort of thing. But to play hardball, it's been since 2014. Ty Blach's on the mound for the Rockies, the Regis High School product. Here's the Southwest batting order for Rocco Baldelli. He'll have Donovan Solano, the former San Francisco Giant, leading off. He bats everywhere in the lineup. More on that in a little bit. Jorge Polanco's a switch hitter, good hitter. He'll bat second. Jordan Liplow's been around. Ryan Jeffers, maybe a catcher you don't know a lot about, but he can swing it. Kyle Farmer, veteran shortstop. Willie Castro can really run. He'll play third base at bat sixth. Max Kepler in right field. He's had a really strong second half. Christian Vasquez will DH, and Michael Taylor will be in center field. Ty Blach, you know the arsenal, you know the guts, you know the grit.
Well, and for Ty, the problem that he's had the last few starts is giving up the long ball. So try to limit that tonight for Ty. 12th start on the season. He's a fastball, changeup, slider, curveballs, fastball about 45% of the time last outing, 20% on the changeup, 25% on the slider, 10% on the curveball. That's our StatCast powered by Google Cloud.
Big crowd expected tonight. Fireworks after the ball game. A reflective moment in front of first pitch for Ty Blach. Yesterday, the Twins were at home. They fell 2-1 to Oakland, but they've played very good baseball down the stretch. They're 9-4 over their last 13. They're locked into, Huey, the 3 seed,
Yep.
so they will play early next week, but they will be in the Twin Cities, and as the division winner with the third best record, as I said, they'll have a home series against one of the wild card teams. We'll see how that plays out. One of the wonderful things really out of the gate that we can talk about, Major League Baseball has to be thrilled. We're thrilled as fans of Major League Baseball. It's coming down to the final couple of days, which is awesome.
Well, and the good thing about it is some of these, too, you have those teams playing against each other. I'm talking about Texas and Seattle. They're trying to battle it out there. And Chicago, Milwaukee. I know Milwaukee's already in, but Chicago's just...
How about Houston and Arizona?
Yeah.
Big
Arizona,
series.
big series there, too. That's wonderful.
3 foul balls in the same direction. It remains 0-2 on Donovan Solano. Rockies were at Target Field last year in the summer. One game won of that series, and then the Twins won the next 2. Swung on a miss. Good start for Ty Blach.
Oh, it's good to see Ty out of the gate. You know, he kept feeding Donovan Solano fastballs, and Solano kept fouling them off, and this time he goes up and away with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball to get Solano to swing through it. Tardy, he's trying to just foul it off, maybe throw it out to the right side like he did his previous couple foul balls. Ty got the best of him.
Here's the switch hitter, Jorge Polanco. And he takes outside ball 1. Umpiring crew, Edwin Moscoso's behind home plate. Chris Caccione is at first, David Rackley at second, and the crew chief, Larry Vanover, is at third.
Chris has got to be happy working this series, right?
Well, I don't know.
Well, he might be going to the, the playoffs.
Exactly. We don't know what his postseason assignment is, but Chris lives in the Denver area. That's why Huey mentioned that. So yeah, you get to go home for the final 3.
Maybe just change some closeout or something before you have to take off, because Chris is one of the better umpires in the game.
And you know what, Huey, you knew this from all your years of playing big league baseball. You guys had home games and road games. Umpires have nothing but road games.
So for Chris to be able to sleep in his bed for an extra 3 or 4 nights is pretty special.
Yep, see his family, you bet. 1-2 on Polanco. Ty ready from the first base side of the rubber, and that is lined to center field. A base hit for Polanco. Let's glance at the Rockies defensively. We can't brag enough about Brenton Doyle, so we'll brag some more right now. His 19 DRS, defensive run save, leads all center fielders in baseball. And it seems like, if not every night, maybe every other night, he makes a play like this, Huey.
Well, he gets a great jump on it, but I think the timing, whenever he has to lay out for a baseball, is impeccable. Because you never see him have that hesitation moment. Everything is, I know when I need to take off, and he does it right.
And the one in particular, you know, going side to side is, and I put this in air quotes, a little easier than the one coming straight in.
Yeah, because a lot of times that one coming straight in, is it going to sink on you? Is it going to stay up? Is it going to ride? Is it cutting? Is it tailing? What's going on?
And that's a base hit in the direction of Doyle, stopping at second. Out of respect for Doyle's arm is Polanco. So Jordan Luplow has a base hit. 2 on, 1 out. And Ryan Jeffers, the catcher, coming up.
Oh, Luplow only hitting .216 on the year, but he's been around a long time, and he takes his pitch away from Ty. He's trying to almost use the same pitch as he did against Solano, and Luplow takes him to right center field. But you're right, Polanco put on the brakes even before he got to second base. He said, I'm not going to third.
I remember the scouting report because we just had our hitters meeting about an hour ago.
Yeah, that one sticks in your mind.
So big Ryan Jeffers, 6'4", 240. And that's going to stay fair. At the bag is McMahon, and couldn't get enough on the throw to get the double play. Great effort by Mac.
Did everything humanly possible to be able to make this play. This bat was shattered in a million pieces, and it actually started in foul territory before it went into fair territory. So Matt comes in right here, though. You got nothing behind it, no momentum, and you just get it over there. So it's pretty close play, just the way he had to throw it. He's just laughing about it right now because he knows he didn't get anything on the throw, nor should he have.
And we were just talking about scouting reports. Huey, you sat in a million of those meetings. We were talking about Polanco being respectful of Doyle's arm. They'll be respectful of Nolan Jones's arm, naturally. But also part of the scouting report is, when Mac picks up that baseball, slow roller, if it's, let's say Brent Doyle had hit it, obviously they're on the same team, he's not throwing the ball to first, but he knew he's got a big guy who's, you know, got probably average at best speed, so he can go ahead and try to get the out. This sneaks into right. Charlie's up with the baseball, Bouchard's up with the baseball, and he will not have a play at home. So that inside-out swing by Kyle Farmer, he didn't hit it hard, but he produces a run. As Luplow scores.
Yeah, last 20 games now for Farmer, 15 RBIs, and inside out, this is all he could do. The hands are pulled so close to his body, and this wasn't hit extremely hard or anything like that. It just happened to be in the wrong place for the Rockies.
So first and third, and Willie Castro is at the plate. Been one of the nicer stories for the Twins this year, Castro. Versatile defensively, got a little pop, plus runner.
Yeah, 33 stolen bases, 4th in the American League, 10th in all of baseball.
That's in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And with all these young guys for the Twins, it's, I would say in a different case where you had more veteran guys, I'm not sure you would see him playing all 9 innings, but with because of the games coming up for them in Minnesota. But with these young guys, there's nothing wrong. They're going to roll with it.
Absolutely, and they have, you know, some big names that are injured that they hope to get some of these guys back. You know, Carlos Correa, Byron Buxton, Royce Lewis, all of those guys are feverishly rehabbing back in Minnesota,
yes,
in the hope that they will be activated for the first round of the playoffs. 1-2, and this is right back to top. That'll end the inning. 3 singles in the inning, produce a run for Minnesota. 1-0, middle of 1.
Proud to announce that earlier today, Charlie Blackmon agreed to a one-year contract extension for the 2024 season.
And there he is. Prior to that announcement, they ran a number of highlights from Charlie's first career hit, first career home run, through 13 seasons of wonderful baseball for Charlie. And there will be a 14th season, and I think it's so apropos. I think it's wonderful, and it's not just, oh, this is a nice story. If you've been watching, Charlie Blackmon's still a really, really good baseball player.
And it's been fun to watch him this year, especially coming back after having the broken finger, to watch what he's been able to do. And you can tell he still commands the respect. He's still the leader of this ball club.
Here's the 0-1 from Joe Ryan. That's fouled off. Well, he's a leader in a number of ways, and it begins with his work ethic. And with the Rockies having so many young players and so many more young players to come that are on the cusp of beginning their big league careers, you couldn't have anyone better, and appropriately gets a base hit, right?
Right. Oh, my goodness.
But you couldn't have a better role model. So good for Charlie and good for the Colorado Rockies. Here's the Southwest batting order for Buddy Black tonight. You know, he was excited about the news. Following Chuck will be Brendan Rodgers, Nolan Jones. What a gorgeous first season he's had. Eleris Montero finishing really strong. Ryan McMahon will bat fifth. Elias Diaz. Sean Bouchard's homered in each of the last two. Alan Trejo at shortstop for Tovar. Tovar, by the way, folks, just fine. He's just getting a day off. You'll see him tomorrow. Brent Doyle's in center field. Some players just have it, and the ability. This is to third. This could be a double play. It will be. But, you know what I mean? Charlie's behind the count. They just announced he's extended for another year. He gets a rousing round of applause, and he has a sharp single to right. Here's more on Joe Ryan making his 29th start.
Yeah, 11-10 record. Out on the road, he's 4-6 with a 484. Though in the 156 innings, he's got 191 strikeouts, and it comes down to a lot of that is the split finger, 234 batting average against with that splitter. Also throw a slider and a fastball. But for Joe Ryan, was part of that Nelson Cruz trade with Tampa Bay, because he was originally draft pick of the Rays back in 2018.
1 ball, 1 strike. Ryan initially went to Cal State Northridge. He was drafted out of Northridge by the Giants and did not sign. He went to Cal State Stanislaus.
Yes.
And ended up being drafted by Tampa Bay out of that school in 2014 in the 7th round. One thing we've learned through the years about Tampa Bay, they know their pitching.
There have been only 2 other guys to make it to the big leagues from Cal State and Stanislaus. Steve Andrade made it to the big leagues, and then Rusty Kuntz.
I saw that earlier when we were doing homework on Ryan, and I, not that you know where every guy went to school, but I was like, oh, Rusty Kuntz, okay.
Yeah.
2-2.
Rusty, a premier outfield kind of base running guru, long time with the Kansas City Royals.
A line we throw out, Huey, so frequently during the season. If you can play, they will find you. 3-2 on Nolan. He can play.
He can play. And the Rockies found him.
And the Rockies found him in a trade in the offseason. Really fine trade orchestrated by Billy Schmidt.
I don't know how many Daily Post or articles or something from Cleveland Guardian fans referencing Nolan Jones, just because their outfield right now, they don't have any power in their outfield.
Ryan wins this battle with Nolan Jones. There'll be more to come. 1-0 Minnesota as we go to the second. Congratulations, Charlie Blackmon. Rockies baseball is brought to you by Ford Cars, Trucks, and SUVs. Built for America, built Ford proud. And by Southwest Airlines, big heart and low fares. Book now at southwest.com. Hi there.
That ice cream looks delicious, by the way.
It's really good. Temperature was in the mid-80s, upper 80s today.
Yeah.
Max Kepler takes a strike. 7, 8, 9 for the Twins in the second. Kepler's had a strong second half, and this ball's well hit toward right center. Bouchard can't get there, and Kepler has himself a leadoff double in the second. He's been a big, strong, athletic guy.
Well, this is part of him being strong, because I think for a second Sean thought he was going to be able to catch it, but the strength of Kepler hits it over his head. Max, I'll say he's a veteran, but with some of these younger guys, he is more the veteran leader. As you mentioned, with Correa and Buxton being out, Joey Gallo not here either. He's on the IL.
Well, he's hit 304 over the last 63 games. And in talking to our old friend Tony Diaz, the assistant bench coach.
Wasn't that a treat?
Yeah, we'll show Tony here in a second. Tony's one of our favorites. Worked for the Rockies for 19 years, moved on to the Twins. And he was saying at times Kepler has carried the Twins offensively in the second half. 2-0 on the veteran catcher Christian Vasquez, DHing tonight. That's in there.
You see that more and more now. It used to be, I don't want to say taboo, but you didn't want to put your other catcher in the lineup in case something happened. And now you see it more and more frequently.
Well, at different times this year, Elias Diaz has been one of, if not the hottest Rocky hitter over, again, different periods of time. And when he was being given a day off behind the plate,
yes.
Buddy would keep his bat in the lineup as a DH.
At times you had to, because he was the guy that was producing every single day.
Sure. 2-2 on Vasquez and a strikeout. It's a big one. No movement, obviously, of the runner Kepler at second. And with one out, another veteran coming up, Michael Taylor.
Slight cutter kind of that just stayed on plane on the Subaru Supermo, and this is identical to the strikeout of Solano, just 2 miles an hour slower though. That one was at 89 miles an hour.
Taylor fouls it back. Michael's always had a strong reputation defensively.
Did it for a long time in Washington.
That's a little bit inside, 1-1. Twins got a run in the first. 3 singles produced that run. That's outside. Here's Tony Diaz. There's
Tony.
Tony bouncing around. Yeah. Tony initially went to the Twins as their third base coach. In the last 2 years, he's right next to the skipper on the bench, Rocco Baldelli. And you honestly, you know the turn. That's hit a long way by Taylor.
Oh, that was up on the concourse.
Yeah, it bounces up on the concourse. That's a 2-run home run for Michael Taylor. He can do that. He's got 21 home runs.
468 feet on that home run.
3-0 Twins.
A slider that didn't get down where Ty needed it. They wanted to go the back foot, and it stayed mid-thigh.
one hop to third. Solano is thrown out by Ryan McMahon.
It's good to see Ty come back after that home run to be able to get that first pitch out.
Well, there's Tony. I did want to finish my thought on Tony. You know the phrase, Huey, disarmingly nice?
Yes.
Tony Diaz is a disarmingly nice human being.
Well, and he's a great baseball guy, so that's a perfect combination of somebody that you want in the dugout. He's part of the WBC team this year. Tony has all the makings of a big league manager.
1,000%. This ball in the air to left and coming on is Jones to make the catch. Polanco retired, a double by Kepler and a 2-run home run for Michael Taylor. It's 3-0 Twins. This Minnesota Twins team they're very good defensively. Luplow, Taylor, and Kepler in the outfield. Kyle Farmer, who's very versatile, he's at short tonight. Polanco at second. Willie Castro, very versatile, he's at third tonight. Donovan Solano, another guy like my partner Jeff Houston, who can play everywhere. This ball's hit a ton to center field, way back. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. Home run, Luis Montero.
He did this last night in the same spot. This one went further though.
When you can hit no doubters straight away, you are strong.
10th home run now for Monty, 449 feet. So great to see him get this opportunity and then run with it. Fastball up by the letters. Most of the time guys get beat up there, but if you can beat that pitcher to that spot, you can take it out into the trees, out into dead center field. Whoa, what? Yeah.
Yeah. How about that reaction?
Yeah, so in the last 6+ games for Joe Ryan, you mentioned it, Drew, not many home runs given up, just 5 of them, including that one. The prior 9 games, he had given up 19 home runs.
And that's why, even though he's really good, there was, a little bit of concern. You look at a lot of the peripheral numbers outside of the home runs allowed, as Mac fouls this off. Huey, there's a ton to like about the 27-year-old Ryan. The league batting average is below the norm. On base percentage, way below what the league average is. The only thing that's above, and it's not way above, but you'd rather it not be, is slug, and it has to do with the number of home runs that you alluded to that he's given up. Strikes out more than a hitter an inning, gives up far fewer hits than innings pitched. Doesn't walk guys.
Yeah, just 33 walks in 156 innings. His whip is 1.15. The other thing for me, too, now this is his 61st Major League start. He's got an ERA below 4. in his career at 395.
Yeah, last year he was at 355, 13-8 in 27 starts. 0-2. And misses 1-2 on McMahon.
That ball, Monty's came off the bat at 104.5 miles an hour.
That's a nice, number given where he started this year, Huey, to reach double figures in home runs.
Really is. Good for him.
So Matt goes down. Elias Diaz coming up. A reminder, when the Rockies score 7 in a game, and they doubled that number yesterday. Go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. Live Moss at Taco Bell. Ball 1 on Elias. I think Elias has earned a, like a month-long trip to a spa. Right?
Instead of a spa day, he gets a spa month.
He gets a spa month. Tonight, his 124th game caught for the Rockies, which is a new franchise record. He was tied a couple days ago with Joe Girardi at 122.
We talk about position players. I'm not talking about catchers right now, but position players who are built to play every day, right? There's that term. And other guys aren't. Well, there's also catchers that are built to play almost every day. Elias falls into that category.
And truth be told, with Elias, if there was some craziness that ever took place and somebody said, "Can you catch all 162?" He'd say, "Absolutely, no problem." Joe Ryan with his 3rd strikeout, and Sean Bouchard coming up, who's found the long ball.
Well, it's good for Sean for a number of reasons. It started off the other night with that home run to left field, and then last night to left center field. So first time in his career he's gone back-to-back. Also last night added another hit, so a 3rd multi-hit game of his career. So a lot to be looking at for Sean when he goes back after tearing that tendon in spring training.
Yeah, he was one of a trio of guys who homered and doubled yesterday. 10 extra base hits, a season high, part of an 18-hit attack. Of course, Jenny and Kelsey told you about all of those exploits last night during the pregame show.
10 of the 18 were extra base hits, which is also a season high.
That's a base hit.
Changeup on the Subaru Supermo, and Sean pulling those hands, and I like the stride length. That's really, right now, it's not too long. It's perfect to get that foot down where the hands are still in a good launching position.
Here's Alan Trejo. Alan snapped an 0 for 22 with a base hit in the 7th inning last night. Then he followed it up with an RBI single in the 8th.
It just feels like the weight of the world is lifted off your shoulder when you can snap one of those.
Well, this time of year, as we've been talking about all week long, and we'll probably continue through the weekend, you always want to go into the off season feeling good about how you finished individually. And for Alan, last thing you want to do is go into an off season and go, yeah, I was
0 for my
22.
last 25 or whatever it is. Yeah. And I think also for a guy that's in that utility role, it seems like it's even more gigantic than that. If you're playing every day, you're going to get those at bats. You might go into one of those where 0 for 22. If you're playing every day, it could be 4 games. Utility guy, though, it could be 12, 15 games.
And for Trejo, this is his 203rd at bat. And he's going to get some more. It looks like he's going to go play winter ball. There's going to be several Rockies that play winter ball this year. And you see more of that, Huey? I know you did during your career with guys that are trying to prove that they're everyday guys,
yes,
working on certain things like a Bretton Doyle.
Or just get more at-bats or more innings. I think it's imperative for young guys. I was talking to Ryan Feltner about that today in the dugout. You know, he was going to try to go play winter ball once his arm starts to feel better, because he goes, I need to build up some more innings.
Trejo with a bouncer to second, and that will end the inning. The Rockies get on the board, though. Eleodoro Montero with a 449-foot home run straight away, his 10th of the year.
Update brought to you by Bet365. The odds are 12.5 runs total between the two clubs. This week, new customers can bet $1 and get $200 in bonus bets. Use code GOROCKS when you sign up with Bet365.
Jordan Luplow at the plate for the Minnesota Twins. They're up 3-1. It's good to be in Minneapolis last year.
Yes. It was so much fun. We hadn't been there for a while.
It's better to be in Minneapolis in, say, June or July,
yes,
as opposed to January or February.
And it's always better to be playing outside rather than at the Metrodome.
Yeah, you played a lot of games at
yes,
the Metrodome. So I got to tell you a really funny story, and Denver sports fans will appreciate this. And you were playing still in the big leagues back then, but I know you know this name because you follow all sports. Remember Antonio McDyess, who had a fabulous career?
Yes.
He was the second pick overall by the Nuggets back in the day. And his rookie year, and he was first of all, super talented guy, but what a wonderfully good person and nice guy Antonio is inside. So we're getting off the plane in Minneapolis.
Okay.
He's from Quitman, Mississippi, and played collegiately at the University of Alabama. Okay? He's a young man from the South. And we're getting off the plane in the middle of January, and it's like 400 below. And he's got, you know, he's bundled up, and literally the old line about his mouth was agape, his jaw had dropped at how cold it was, right? So me being the wise guy that I am, right? I know. I said, Dice, don't worry, we're going to Milwaukee next. That's like Miami.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was his first tour in the upper Midwest in the middle of the winter. Ball 4, Luplow walks. Ryan Jeffers coming up. This SAP broadcast is brought to you by the Laborers Union and the hardworking men and women in the Rocky Mountain region. He could play now. Antonio McDyess was super.
Didn't he have a knee injury?
Yeah, I mean, that was also a period of time. LaFonso Ellis, who was, so gifted, and then he had a good career, but I think he would have been a perennial all-star if not for, a couple of significant knee injuries. The Nuggets were snake bit back then.
Yeah.
They got it all together last year, didn't they?
That was fun to watch.
Here's the 0-1 to Jeffers out in front, 0-2. One and two on Jeffers. 13 home runs. He's got an OPS of around 840. That really gets your attention.
Just looks like a catcher too, doesn't he?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Big guy.
And that's another ball that wasn't hit particularly hard, but it's going to drop, and Luplow goes first to third.
Well, it's a shame because you make a good pitch and then a bad result. Now I will say this though, it was more belt high than what Ty wanted. He wanted it down. He gets it down, might be a double play. Instead, it's just you can fight that off enough if it's up by your belt.
So first and third, Kyle Farmer, former Dodger, at the plate. And he pulls this one foul.
This is Farmer's 39th game at shortstop, his 26th game he started at short.
He's also got a 903 OPS over his last 20 starts. This should be two. There's one, there's two. Run scores to make it 4-1.
168th the double play the Rockies have turned this year. Easy. That's like taking a ground ball during batting practice, that double play.
Yeah, that's like the one you want for your first ground ball, right? Willie Castro, he had a comebacker his first time. Castro out of Puerto Rico.
He originally had signed with Cleveland.
A couple of things that stand out about this Twins team that captured the American League Central. They have a lot of really versatile players, and they have a lot of depth. Ty's going to get the strikeout on Castro to end the inning. A run would score to make it 4-1, middle of 3. Beautiful night at Coors Field. The Rockies and the Minnesota Twins, final 3 ball games of 2023 for Colorado, and it'll be 9-1-2 in the third, with the Rockies trailing by 3. Brent Doyle had a big day yesterday, double and a triple, gets off a good swing there, fouled off. It's 0-1.
4 RBIs too yesterday. So what a day! I should have said what a night.
What a night. Joe Ryan gave up a home run last inning to Eloris Montero. So the Rockies have their run. Spilly spoke of this last night for Doyle, who's done so many really outstanding things. Clearly number one with the glove, on the base paths. He's had his moments offensively, wants more consistency, wants to cut down on the strikeouts. Those things are obvious as you assess him. From a numeric standpoint, he's at 199. You'd love to finish and get over the 200
yes,
mark, right?
For sure.
Goes down here, and with 1 out, that'll bring up the man of the night, Charlie Blackmon. And if you missed it, the Rockies announced as he was walking to the plate in the bottom of the first inning that he had signed a 1-year extension to stay with the Rockies, which is awesome. It'll be his 14th year. He's one of the all-time Colorado Rockies. He has his name at the top of the charts in literally every offensive category. Guy who grew up in Atlanta. And
I could see him one day too, having his number retired out in right center field.
Sure. I mean, he's on that short list of the greatest of the great Rockies. This is going to be another hit for Charlie. Kind of served it to left. He's thinking about 2. And he'll shut it down as Luplow got to it quickly. So Charlie signs a new deal and he says, I'm 2 for 2. Remember that? Remember the season several years back? He started the year 6 for 6.
That was opening day here at Coors Field. Yeah, I remember that. This is a different swing, though, than he had in his first at bat, but he utilizes the whole field. That's the key for Charlie. You come out, you get the extension, you get 2 hits, and you're not done yet. You're in the 3rd inning. But I think the cool thing about the extension for Charlie with the young guys surrounding him, if a young player can learn anything from watching Charlie, it's how to go about being a professional and being so consistent in your routine each and every day.
Charlie just got an enormous chunk. Jeffers just catches the baseball, looks, shrugs, and throws it back to Ryan. And Charlie, with his 4th stolen base, 3 have come here in the last few days.
I mean, he's just found it as far as everything. You see him running better. This is a smart play here. He picks his spot to go. We saw him steal 3rd the other night. It's been fun.
He's different. He's always been different in how he goes about things. His skill set is unique, but his work ethic is without parallel, and it's one of the reasons that he's had the longevity and is still a really tough out. And this was not a feel-good, let's sign Charlie to another year. He's an all-time Rocky. We'll play him occasionally. He kiss babies and do photo ops. This is about the fact that Charlie Blackmon is still one of the best players, not only on the Rockies, he's one of the better players in the National League.
Freddie Freeman was talking about him yesterday, and just about Charlie and what he means. And so when you get that respect from opposing players that have seen you play for a long time too, that speaks volumes.
2-2 on Rogers. Good take by Brendan. 3-2. Temperature still in the upper 70s at the ballpark. Fastball is fouled off.
The guy that's done so well here in the last couple of weeks is the guy at the plate right now, Brendan Rodgers. Talk about trying to finish strong and have a good positive vibe going into the offseason.
Hey, Rogers, Montero. This is on the right side. Polanco's got it. 2 outs.
A reminder, Major League Baseball proudly celebrates Roberto Clemente Day, presented by Capital One, to recognize all 30 nominees. One player representing each club. For the Rockies is Kyle Freeland, who best represent the game through positive contributions on and off the field. Visit MLBtogether.com/Clemente21 to learn more.
2 outs, Nolan Jones at the plate. Nolan struck out his first time. Blackman at third. Nolan has been as good as literally any player in baseball with runners in scoring position. In fact, he's been better than virtually every player in baseball. He's hitting .423 with runners in scoring position this year. Talk about setting the bar high.
Tonight's game 104 for Nolan.
And that's a drop. And that's something he's done so much better the last 6-7 weeks. With 2 strikes, shortening up and getting the ball in play. And he's rewarded with a bloop single to make it 4-2. 61st RBI.
In 104 games for Nolan. You're right. Just some strength, though, from Nolan to get that ball in play, but strong enough just to fight it off and drop it into center field. One on
Monty. Monty runs into another. You got a tie game. Get a blast to center. Last inning, leading off.
That was close. Nolan was leaning. He was leaning like he wanted to try to steal a base.
Donovan Solano looks like his little brother. Ball right center field, long run, and it's caught by Taylor. Just kind of hung up long enough for Taylor to get there. In the inning, Charlie Blackman comes around on a base hit by Nolan Jones. It's 4-2. Thoughts?
I think it's great, Drew. Man, I had a flashback when I saw the video of Charlie earlier with no beard, and now Charlie and what he's done in his career made me smile. So this is a good thing, guys.
By the way, real quick before Huey jumps in, would you recognize him without a beard if he walked down the street today?
No chance.
Hey, what is the one thing that Charlie brings to that clubhouse, maybe behind the scenes, that people don't get to see?
You know, I just think the preparation from the time Charlie walks through the doors, he's all business. You know, there's a way about Charlie that the focus is there. The intensity's there, but there's a subtle confidence to Charlie that I think for the guys is it helps them relax a little bit because they know that Charlie's on their side, and that's a good thing.
Hey, buddy, this is our last Friday. I want to thank you very much for joining us every Friday during the season, and I'm going to sneak one more quick one in. You always want to finish strong. You remember your lengthy big league career, your last start. You want to have that feeling of momentum, if you will, going into the offseason. And it seems like some of your position players, Montero and Rogers and even Brenton Doyle, are going to have that feeling going into the offseason. That's important, isn't it?
Yeah, totally agree, Drew. I think that every player's hope is to, when that last out's recorded, is to feel good about where they are, and I think a lot of guys are in that spot. So, hopefully these next, there's 6 innings here, and then 2 more games, the guys can, continue to push. They're doing a good job, but to get hits and relievers and starters to get outs, and hopefully a starting pitcher gets a W. We hit more balls over the fence, we get knocks, and we make plays, and it leaves a good taste in everybody's mouth.
Okay,
hey, buddy, thank you so much for this year.
Thanks to you guys. You guys are the best.
Take care, and congrats on that gift that Kelsey gave you. We love it.
Hey. I wish I had a quick response, but that was a good one.
That was a great one.
That was legit. Thanks, guys.
All right.
See you, buddy. He's the best.
Yes.
I mean, you played for a number of managers, and I know you would love to play for Buddy.
Oh, and who wouldn't? He's got the right demeanor. He knows when to get on players, but he does it behind closed doors. He knows when to pat him on the back, when to do some other things. And to me, he reminds me a lot of the late, great Don Baylor, and then also Joe Madden, just the type of guys they are and the command that they respect in that locker room.
Yeah, that's well put, and those are 2 all-timers that you mentioned. 1-2. 2-2 on Michael Taylor. Taylor got the bat head out his last time up and drove one up on the concourse. A 2-run home run, his 21st of the year. At the time, it made it 3-0. 4-2 is where we stand. So 3-2. Taylor lines this to a spot deep right, and it takes a wild kick off that scoreboard. Taylor is going to end up at third with a triple.
That's what makes playing here so tricky, is you don't know how this ball is going to respond and react coming off that auxiliary scoreboard out there. There's so many turns and twists in there, and there's some soft spots that you could hit it and the ball could just drop right down, or it could do what it did here where Karem's so hard, so far away from Sean in right field that pretty easy trot into third for Michael A. Taylor.
So Donovan Solano, a strikeout and a ground ball to third. 2 outs, and Taylor standing at third. Inside. Well, you saw Taylor, as soon as he was right in front of him, as soon as he saw the way that ball kicked, he didn't even need to pick up Tommy Watkins, the third base coach.
No.
Because he knew that's a triple.
Yeah, it's an easy read for a base runner. Yeah, that's the one time you don't have to look at the third base coach because the ball's over your shoulder behind you because you'd already made up your mind.
Tommy was just waiting there with open arms.
One ball. High five.
Yep, 1 ball, 1 strike on Solano. Cutter is fouled off 1-2. Any other notes about Minnesota, Huey, coming into this final regular season series for them, and their division champs in the Central of the American League? They're scoring a lot of runs this month, over 6 a game.
That's what helped them, as that ball hits Solano in the arm, but really helped them separate from Cleveland. No, that just grazed the elbow pad. That's what it was. I thought it was the arm. I mean, part of the arm, but more of the elbow pad.
So first and third with Jorge Polanco at the plate. Way outside, 1-1 strike. Yeah, this has been by far the most productive month offensively for Minnesota, but it's been a really strong second half, not only offensively, as the numbers would support that, but by record. They're 39-27 in the second half. That's 4th best in Major League Baseball. That is foul also. And the Rockies just played the team in the Dodgers that has the best record in the second half in 2023. And in the Dodgers case, they had it in 2022 and 2021 as well.
Well, for Rocco, they've hit the long ball in the second half. 111 home runs, which is 4th most in all of baseball. So that helped. And then after that home run, I forgot to add the one that they hit tonight, so 112.
Twins have a history of hitting home runs, don't they?
You got a guy like Harmon Killebrew. Yeah, he hit quite a few.
Well, there's a guy next door who's a former Rocky. He's now on the television broadcast for the Twins. Won a batting title with the Rockies, but he hit a lot of home runs in a Twins uniform. Justin Morneau. And his buddy, our old friend Michael Kadire.
Yep. The late great Kirby Puckett.
Morneau on the right.
Well, they have Dan the man from Gladden in the radio booth.
It's fouled off. Dan the man from Gladden. That was one of the great nicknames from Chris Berman.
I tell you what, playing against those 90s Twins. Woo! Kid Herbeck at first.
They put a crooked number up on you quickly, huh?
Yes, really fast.
World champs in '87 and '91. 2-2, and that's a good pitch to win the battle with Polanco. So Ty Blach gets the strikeout. Runners left at first and third, middle of 4. Rockies trail 4-2. Good changeup. Joe Ryan doing a little stretching before throwing the first
that
pitch.
Like, remember Michael Phelps used to do that.
That's right. That's fouled off by Ryan McMahon. He did.
Yeah. Before he got
dove in the pool and then swam faster than everybody else.
It just blew everybody away in the water. So see you later.
0-2. McMahon, Diaz, Bouchard here in the Rockies half of the fourth. One more home run and Mac will tie his career high of 24. And that fastball, it's a high spin rate fastball. Gets a lot of punch outs with it. That is strikeout number 5 as we check in with Kelsey Winger. Kelsey.
Yeah, thanks guys. As Elias Diaz approaches the plate here, we've been telling you about the shoe drive that he's running today. It's above section 131 where he's accepting new shoes to donate to some of the kids from his hometown back in Venezuela. Just speaking to Jim Kellogg with the Rockies, told me they've received about 25 pairs of shoes, about $500 in donations. You know, Elias Diaz is so passionate about his hometown of Venezuela, and he's spoken about how he grew up. We said this the other day. He grew up sometimes without having shoes. It's really special for him to be able to give back to them. Now, if you're listening at home right now, a way for you to get involved and to donate is to go to Rockies.com/community. That will allow you to scan a QR code or to donate any money towards this cause for Elias Diaz.
Well, the fact that he gives back the way he does is not a surprise. Not when you get to know him.
Nope. Just also brings that big smile and energy each and every day. But that's the great thing about having that platform, to be able to give back. And a lot of these guys do that. It's not just, you know, a couple here and there. They all give back and give things in various ways.
Yes, indeed. 2 balls and 2 strikes right now on Elias. Did you know, Jeff Hewson, and I know you know a ton of things, this is the first time in Rockies history that they are finishing the season against an American League team. Now, it wouldn't have been possible prior to '97, and then for a bunch of years,
but still,
it was always June that you played interleague games. But still, right?
Yeah, I did not know that.
This ball's pretty well hit center field. Taylor is going to watch it hit off the middle of the wall. And the throw towards second, Diaz got to get there. And he does with a creative slide. And right now, somewhere in his mind, he's saying, man, I hit that ball 420 feet. Why do I have to have a crazy dive to get a double?
And that's what it was, because as he hits his ball, it's hit so hard and on the line so much. Michael A. Taylor gets back to get it, but there's also a slight stumble as he was going around first base. So that threw off that stride. And now you're thinking, oh man, if this throw's on the line, I got to even get more creative than going to the inside portion of the bat. So right now he's like, okay, I got to get on my horse. And that's where this little stumble came about.
Bouchard down the right field line, but this is going to go foul. Playing at Fenway as a visitor, Huey, how many times did you see guys hit bullets high off the wall and they were singles?
Oh, all the time. All the time, because you didn't have time to get out of the box. Sometimes that ball would come back so far that it was a short relay throw for the shortstop to throw to second base.
Yeah, we've talked about that at Fenway. When you were playing short, you had to go out.
Yeah.
27-year-old San Francisco native Joe Ryan misses 2-1.
Well, he had a thrill earlier this year when he was able to meet Joe Montana prior to a game, or prior to getting on the bus.
Well, true to his San Francisco roots, he's got a little deadhead in him, and the song he plays to get ready to pitch is Fire on the Mountain. Dougie's not here tonight. He's doing a football game. I wish he was, because he would be grinning ear to ear.
And then you know what we would have to listen to in between innings, right?
Firing. That's okay though. Firing.
No, I know, but a lot of dead songs.
Yes. Ball 4. Bouchard walks. 2 on, 1 out with Alan Trejo coming up.
Oh, the heat of the summer is the perfect time to start planning your holiday party with unique indoor event spaces and views of the snow-capped Rocky Mountains. Coors Field is a perfect space to celebrate the holiday season. For more information, call 303-312-2511.
It's a rare walk from Ryan. Just his 34th on the year. He has a 6-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, which is outstanding in capital letters.
That's what we've seen though from Sean Bouchard in his short big league time. To take that walk.
That's what he was doing a lot of last year. Just shy of 100 at bats last year did Sean. Like we were talking about with Buddy, he's another guy who looks like he's finishing strong. Home run last night, a home run 2 nights ago. Single and a walk this evening. Now an opportunity for Alan Trejo. Rockies trailing 4-2. Trejo, it's a high fly ball, deep left field. Take a good look, you won't see it for long. Alan Trejo has put the Rockies in front with a 3-run jack.
I love when Allen hits it and he knows he hit it. As far as, hey, it's going over the wall, because he carries his bat almost halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way down the line before he tosses it off to the side. Right now he's got it. I got my bat. I got my bat. And now I can drop it, and the Rockies take the lead. Much fun to watch.
Rockies are starting to pick up where they left off last night, huh, Huey?
Yes. Extra base hits.
This is rolled to short. Doyle is thrown out by Kyle Farmer. Alan Trejo is 4th of the year. What a big home run that was.
We're going to slow this down on our Subaru Supermo as far as the side swing. So the bat comes in a good launching position and then just tracks through it, a high finish. And Allen knows it when he hit it that it was gone.
Charlie Blackmon, on the day he signed a 1-year extension, is 2 for 2, a couple of singles, also has a stolen base, scored a run last inning. Rockies trailed 3-0, now lead 5-4. Yesterday, the Rockies trailed 2-0 and 3-1 before taking control, ultimately winning 14-5, biggest win in a few years against the Dodgers. That'll end the inning on the ground ball to Polanco, but damage done. Double by Diaz, walk to Bouchard, and then Alan Trejo with the big fly to left. Colorado Rockies baseball is brought to you by Law Tigers. Injured in a motorcycle accident, call Law Tigers, Rocky Mountains Motorcycle Lawyers. And by Corwin Toyota of Boulder, family driven for over 100 years. Big Friday night crowd for the Rockies and Twins. Afterward, fireworks. Jordan Luplow batting third tonight for Minnesota. He's 2 for 2 and a couple of runs scored. Rockies now up 5-4 after the 3-run home run by Alan Trejo. I don't know why we're paused. Do you?
Not sure.
Well, the pitch clock's moving right now.
I think maybe he might have had something in his eye and then decided, the umpire said, wait, we'll stop the clock and then we'll restart it.
Ball and a strike. Foul tip. 1-2. This is pulled to short. Trejo. Did he get him? Just did. Strong throw from Alan Trejo to get Luplow.
Well, it helps to have the kind of arm he has too, because not only does he have to make the play, but then gather himself, set the feet, and then come right over the top and make a strong throw. For a moment, he might have waited just a tad too long, but he knows that internal clock. And the reason I say that, instead of coming up maybe and just going with a little jab step and throwing, he kind of set his feet and made that strong throw, almost like a quarterback trying to have to, deliver it in that small window.
So we got Luplow. Here's Ryan Jeffers. 1 for 2. That's a foul ball. Tie ready, and that's in there. 2-2. Pitch number 78 coming up for Block. Good spot, well received. Just a little bit low.
Yeah, it was off the strike zone. Let's see, by half a baseball.
And Jeffers draws a walk. Let's check in with Kelsey Winger. Kels.
Thanks, Drew. The Lowdown is brought to you by Corwin Toyota of Boulder. Family driven for over 100 years. Well, the Dodgers left town late last night. It was their annual dress-up flight. Dave Roberts, phenomenal, dressed up as Coach Prime. There were some phenomenal outfits last night. I don't know if you guys saw some of them. James Outman dressed up as Jon Snow from the Game of Thrones. He looked eerily similar to it. Freddie Freeman was dressed in like a horse bottom costume, and a bunch of the teammates were those, when you see a car dealership and they wave in the air, the little, I'm doing it down here.
Inflatable. Oh, I see that.
Yeah. They had half the team dress up as those little waiver guys, but Dave Roberts is Coach Prime. That took the cake.
Yeah. Well, so Doc is Coach Prime, but if you noticed in that picture you showed there, Kelsey, a lot of his staff were dressed up as assistant CU coaches.
Well, and it's, the security guard was Bob Guerin.
This is right back to Block. He'll flip to first to get Farmer. Jeffers moves to second. Yeah, Bob almost looks like the security guard, right?
Yeah.
As you said.
I like the cowboy hat too. That's a nice touch.
Well, I'm going to be up there first thing in the morning, Huey. The Buffs and the Trojans of USC at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Woo. a.m.
Yeah, I'll call you at 04:30 when I get up.
Well, okay. Please do. My phone on Do Not Disturb.
Oh, I have ways around that. Willie Castro with the one strike pitch. He has not dealt well with the off-speed pitch at the changeup tonight from Ty. He's been way out front.
And this was a perfect location too on the changeup.
Oh, and 2. Castro knew and Block knew it's coming again.
And why not though? Because maybe he swings at it.
This gets away from Diaz, so Jeffers will go to third on a wild pitch.
Overamped the changeup, and Elias drops down. He did everything. It just has that sideways spin and kicks off towards the Twins dugout.
Comebacker and a strikeout for Castro. Rockies up a run. Came inside with the heater. 3-2.
Ty's half grinning, half laughing because he thought he had him, or at least maybe chase it up. Now what do you do if you're Ty? Do you go back inside?
I go change up again.
Well, changeup's been effective.
3-2. He went fastball, and Mack with a lovely play at third. Castro hopping mad. McMahon saved a run, kept the Rockies in front. What a beautiful play this was. Ryan McMahon may be watching the replay of that play he just made.
Why
if
not?
I was him, I'd watch it a bunch.
I'd have it in on repeat, continuous loop, whatever you want to do, because this was outstanding.
Rockies up 5-4, bottom of the 5th. 2, 3, and 4 for the Rockies. Rogers, Jones, Montero. Brendan ground into a 5-4-3 double play and also ground out the second. Got a little 5-game hitting streak going. Does B-Rod. In the Dodger series, 8 for 16. Couple doubles, a home run. Rockies split with the Dodgers.
Well, for Brendan, it started down in San Diego when he hit that home run, got that swing back.
Yeah, 3 home runs over the last week plus. Speaking of home runs, this one has a chance. Deep left center field, way back and gone. How about home run number 4 for Brendan Rogers? And the Rockies extend their lead to 6-4.
Well, you knew it was only a matter of time. I mean, the way he swung the bat last year, the power, it was all going to come together at some point, and it has. And the great thing about it, too, is he's not missing pitches he should. I mean, that pitch was a spinner coming up there, and he didn't miss it. He knew it. Everybody in the ballpark knew it. The outfielders barely moved.
3-homer night already for the Rockies. Jones takes inside. Nolan had an RBI single in the 3rd with 2 outs to drive in Charlie Blackmon. Montero a solo home run. Last inning, Trejo a 3-run homer. And now Brendan Rogers.
And I'm sure for the Twins, because they're still trying to figure out maybe who's going to be in their rotation, who might have to move to the bullpen, all of that. This has to be a little concerning, though, for Joe Ryan and the long ball coming back into play.
Well, they know that Pablo Lopez, already been announced by Rocco Baldelli, he's going to throw game 1 in the postseason. That's a strike, 1 and 2. Sonny Gray, the veteran, is going to throw game 2. It's a competition for who is throwing game 3 if necessary in the 1st round. And Ryan's in that mix.
Yes.
But unfortunately for Joe Ryan tonight, what at times ailed him, as we documented in the first 19 starts of the year, or actually the middle 9 starts is probably a better way of looking at it. The long ball, it's rearing its head again here tonight. Good for the Rockies.
23 home runs given up to right-handed batters this year for Joe Ryan, only 9 to the lefties.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, you would have thought it would have been the other way around.
Yeah, teams loading up with left-handed bats. 2 and 2 on this good-looking left-handed bat of the Rockies, Nolan Jones. And Nolan lifts this off the end of the bat to shallow right. Coming on is Kepler. 1 out with Montero coming up. Let's get a message from your Front Range Toyota stores. Monty's 1 for 2. Thought he might have split the gap his last time up, Huey. Ball to right center that kind of hung up for Michael A. Taylor. No one was catching this one.
No, and you can go back into that pond, you go fishing back there, and you're going to find a baseball.
What about Ryan's reaction?
Oh,
man,
wow.
that went really far. The homer, buddies. Really controlled swing, even those foul balls by Montero.
Yes. Well, it's continuous process. Get to the big leagues and try to establish yourself. Buddy was talking about this today down in the dugout, and You know, some guys, it might take just a little longer for it to work out. Some guys never pass the test, though.
I'm sure you played with some guys you thought were super talented, and it just never clicked at the big league level.
Yeah, and it was really interesting. Sometimes it wasn't for lack of effort. You know, they tried, they worked really hard, just didn't work out. Other times you could say, okay, he had all the talent, but he didn't work out.
Kepler makes the catch, 2 outs, and that'll bring up Ryan McMahon. We always talk about Mac being a pro's pro who posts up every day, and he has scuffled in terms of consistency offensively in the second half. He'd be the first to say that. He's hit below 220 in the second half. But take tonight, for instance, a couple of punch outs, and he kept the Rockies in front with a phenomenal play defensively. He didn't allow the offensive side of the game to leak into his defense, and he never does. And, that's a pro.
Yes, that's the separator. We always say it. The terminology is you didn't drag your bat out into the field.
Two on Mac.
Kevin Hollowell up in the pen, and he's ready to go. He's been warming up this whole half inning.
That'll end the inning, but the Rockies add on. Brendan Rodgers with a home run to deep left center field. His 4th in the last 10 days. 6-4 Colorado.
Solo shot extends the Rockies' lead to 6-4 as we head to the 6th inning. Some interesting news around the NL West today. Let's check it out. This Rockies game break is brought to you by Steel. Well, it was announced this afternoon the San Francisco Giants have fired Gabe Kapler as their manager. He had a 4-year tenure there. And look, you have to remember, he had that winningest season in franchise history, 107 games in 2021. They won the NL West that year. Kapler was named NL Manager of the Year, but they had a really rough September. They ended up finishing 4th in the NL West this year, missing the playoffs for the 2nd consecutive year. So the Giants will have a different guy at the helm next year. Were you guys surprised by this move at all today?
Well, I suppose a little bit, because again, as you showed there, just 2 years removed from winning 107 games. And when the Rockies were in San Francisco recently, the Giants were in the middle, legitimately in the middle of the hunt to secure a wild card spot. They did not play well down the stretch, and that happens, you know, in sports. So Gabe Kapler gone, and yeah, I'll say I was a little bit surprised when I saw the news come down late this afternoon?
I would say yes and no. Yes, I was a little surprised, but no, just after the last time we were out there hearing a little bit of rumblings, what was happening in the locker room. And
well, the other thing you'd always heard, though, is that he and the man who hired him, Farhan Zaidi, were very close. Two guys that believe a ton in the analytics portion of how the game is played and how you evaluate players and matchups. But I think every coach, every manager knows in sport is that is ball 4. Gavin Hollowell out there, by the way. Max Kepler draws the walk. It was a pitch that probably was a strike. Anyhow, you're hired and your termination date just hasn't been filled in yet. It just seems that way, right?
It does. I just wonder, though, if all the pinch hit changes every single day from the 3rd inning on, maybe that got to
when
some of the players.
When it works and you're winning,
like he did the first year.
Yeah, nobody says a word. And, there were some curious ones. Most recently, when the Giants were in town, the Rockies had a right-hander on the hill. I believe, if memory serves me correctly, it was Tyler Kinley. And Brandon Crawford, who's not had a great year, but he's an extraordinary Giant. He's an all-time Giant. He's done so much damage against the Rockies, and particularly at Coors Field. He's due up, and he was called back for Wilmer Flores, who's a really good hitter, but it's right on right. And I know in talking to some players who shall remain anonymous, not on the Giants, but on the Rockies, they were surprised, because there's certain guys you just say, this guy's going to hit.
Yeah, and the damage that Brandon Crawford has done lifetime and what he's done here at Coors Field with the righty out on the hill, it worked out because it ended up walking Wilmer Flores, so, but still there's some things that work out where it still makes you shake your head.
Michael Taylor, 2-run home run and a triple to right. 1 and 2 on Taylor. That's a fair ball. Diaz to first.
Well, the Rockies bring you the biggest jackpots in town with the 50-50 raffle. Whether you want to support charity or win big for yourself, you can play your way at Rockies5050.com. Get your tickets now, anytime, anywhere in the state of Colorado. Current jackpot is over $65,000. And a reminder, a winner is drawn this Sunday.
Sounds good. Donovan Solano at the top of the order. Max Kepler at second. 2 outs. To short. And Trejo with a perfect throw. And a good inning for Gavin Hollowell. Middle of 6. Rockies up 6-4 on the Twins. Colorado Rockies baseball is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Big heart and low fares. Book now on southwest.com. Fireworks after the game. Rockies have provided some fireworks tonight offensively. They've hit 3 home runs. They trailed early. They're now up 6-4. And this new pitcher out there for the Twins, it's Brock Stewart, making his 27th appearance. Fastball cutter, sweeper primarily.
Like you added that sweeper. Last pitched 3 days ago against Oakland. No decision. 1 hit, a couple strikeouts.
Alex Kirilloff is now at first base. Donovan Solano has come out. You know what? Let me correct that. Solano hasn't come out. Polanco's come out because Solano's at second base.
I love the headband Ryan Jeffers is wearing. That was pretty cool. Two eyeballs up at the top. So when he took off his mask, it looked like he had 2 different sets of eyes. Come on, Ryan, take it off. Take your helmet off, please.
Let's do it again. At a UNC Wilmington. A lot of good baseball schools in the state of North Carolina. 0-2 on Diaz. Double for Elias off the center field wall his last time. So the Rockies, Huey, last 13 innings, 8 on offense yesterday. They did not have to hit in the bottom of the ninth, up 14-5 against the Dodgers. And so far tonight, 5 at-bats. They've scored in 10 of the last 13 innings. Pretty heady stuff. Here's Kirilloff.
Well, what I like about tonight is they've scored 4 out of the 5 innings. Just pecking away at it.
Yeah, down early. Now they have a 6-4 lead. Sean Bouchard getting to play every day the way he's been swinging it. He had a single in the second, walked and scored in the 4th on the Trejo homer. He homered on Wednesday and homered on Thursday.
Hard breaking pitch from Brock Stewart is his fastball. He can rush it up there 97 to 99 miles an hour. And that's a 4-seam fastball.
Well, that's 97, but it just missed. No swing, 3-2. For the Padres, Hugh, you're up 3-0 on the White Sox, so they've played really well the last couple of weeks, but the old line, too little, too late. Huh?
Yes.
This toward the middle of the diamond, and it'll get through. So Bouchard's on for the 3rd time. And here comes Alan Trejo. Here's what he did in his last at bat.
Well, he had the big blow in this game to put the Rockies ahead with this 3-run home run. Way back for Allen. That ball traveled 403 feet.
Well, after snapping an 0 for 22, Allen is now 3 for his last 4, including 4 ribbies. Rockies have a really good chance tonight, Huey, to do something they've never done against the Minnesota Twins before. They've played them 18 times in their history. Twins always have good teams, it seems like, right?
Yes.
The Rockies have never scored more than 7 runs in a game against Minnesota. They're sitting on 6 here with a lot of baseball left.
Well, that's 2 disengagements now, too, from Brock Stewart.
And Sean Bouchard getting the Ricky Henderson treatment. And that is another base hit for Trejo. Funny how this game of baseball works, huh?
It'll drive you batty. You go 0 for 22. You think you're never going to get another hit in your life. And now everything you hit, it's finding a hole. You think during that stretch you'd been, oh, he would have laid out and caught that.
Now you call mom and dad, they can't get me out.
Nope.
Brent Doyle coming up after this meeting between Jeffers and Brock Stewart.
All right.
Oh wait, turn around.
He's gonna do it for us. Come on. How cool is that?
That's different.
That is awesome.
Brent Doyle doubling a triple last night. This evening, a strikeout and a ground ball to short. And he squared around and did not offer it the pitch. It was a strike, so it's 0-1. Two strikes on Brent. Staying on the gas, but missing is Stewart, so it's 1-2. And a line drive base hit to left. Bouchard will stop at third. Trejo to second. Bases loaded for Charlie Blackmon.
They went to a breaking pitch for Britton. They'd stayed on the gas, and now they get a backup little slider. And Britton, with that new approach, is able to make contact and hit it to left field. Now, Sean froze at second, and rightfully so for a moment. And this gives you an opportunity for Charlie to drive in some more runs.
Charlie's 2 for 3 tonight, and a run scored. Ball one. Bases loaded for Charlie. And again, if you're just joining us, as Charlie went to the plate in the bottom of the first, on Rockies Vision, the team announced that Charlie had signed a one-year extension to be back in 2024. Quality swing, 1-1. And he promptly had a base hit in the bottom of the first. He had a base hit in the bottom of the third, stole the base for good measure, and then would score.
He just needs to drive in a run now.
I think he'll get that done. 1-2. Three singles. Bouchard, Trejo, Doyle. One out. That's going to be out of play on the left side.
So far, everything's been a fastball.
And that's hit foul down the left field line as well.
Sixth pitch upcoming to Charlie.
Charlie hitting .317 with runners in scoring position this year. Not this time. Stewart able to get the strikeout. So there's two outs, and that'll bring up Brendan Rodgers.
Well, how did he finally get Charlie out? Fastball up, ball one, and he fouled one off to make it 1-1. Another fastball swung through it, 1-2, and then he fouls the next two off. A 97-mile-an-hour fastball and another fastball, 96. Finally goes off speed to get Charlie on the strikeout.
And with Rodgers coming up, the Twins are going to make a pitching change for Rocco Baldelli. 6-4 Colorado. Fifth inning, Brendan Rodgers at the plate, and that ball was absolutely demolished.
Yeah, 454 feet, came off the bat 104.2 miles an hour. I talked about during that at bat, he's just not missing pitches like he was when he first came back.
Caleb Thielbar is now on the hill. 35th time for the lefty. And the whip below 1, which is outstanding. Rockies standing at first, second, and third. Here's the 0-1.
Yeah, he could do that. Drop that curveball. He'll also throw the sweeper, so the horizontal break on it, and then a fastball for Caleb. And that high leg kick, the way he throws his body back before he delivers, throws the hitter's timing off.
In the air to shallow center. Taylor will get there, and that'll put the inning down. So the Rockies got 3 hits, could not score. 3 left on. They do lead 6-4 as we head to the 7th at 20th and Blake. Recap, Rockies trailed early, but they've hit 3 home runs tonight. They have a 6-4 lead here in the 7th. And it's Montero, Trejo, and Rogers, the guys that have produced the home runs. 3 guys that are finishing the 2023 campaign in a strong manner. Alex Kirilloff with his first at bat. And that pitch at the top of the zone from Gavin Hollowell. Strike 1. Second inning of work for Hollowell. 5 for Ty Block. Ty's on the plus side. He gave up 4 runs in 5 innings. 8 hits, walked 1, struck out 5. And this is a floater grabbed by Rogers, 1 out. Jordan Luplow has been called back, and Trevor Larnau is going to take this at bat. Trevor Larnach, big, strong young kid. Takes a strike. This ball's in the air to deep center. Doyle on the move. Doyle will run out of room. And it's a 1-run game. So Trevor Larnach off the bench and into the scorebook.
7th home run of the season. 36 RBIs. Just hitting .214 coming in. Right down the middle, maybe slightly in on a cut fastball, and a no stride from Larnach.
Tony Diaz introduced me to him before the ball game, and he reminded me a little bit of Nolan Jones physically.
It's one of those tall, strong young men that just.
And this just tied up the ball game. Ryan Jeffers. Wow,
that's a second concourse.
Is that thing going with the help? Shack there.
It was close.
6-6, a pair of solo home runs. Larnach and Jeffers.
That was 465. They had one 468. Did Michael Taylor earlier. Over 110 miles an hour off the bat. And as soon as he hit it, you knew it was gone. It was just how far was it going to go. Justin Lawrence quickly after that has gotten up in the Rockies pen.
It's been a night of homers. 3 for the Rockies. And now 3 for the Minnesota Twins.
Both starters now get a no decision. I have to replay it one more time.
Kyle Farmer, RBI single back in the first. Farmer's 1 for 3. 1 out here at the top of the 7th. You think about that last inning, Minnesota 1 out, the Rockies had the bases loaded, and they were able to get out of it.
Yeah, and you had Charlie coming up top of the order.
Oh yeah, you had the right guys up. Yeah, Charlie been swinging it great. Brendan Rodgers been swinging it great. Farmer, hot shot, diving stop Montero, and he dives to the bag. Safe.
The ball dropped out of his glove, I believe. When he hit the bag, I think the ball came out of his glove. So he does the right thing. He's got it. Gavin's over there. You could have flipped it to him instead. As he goes to the bag. Watch the ball come out as soon as he hits the bag. And then never regain control.
Well, right now,
I don't know.
Larry Vanover and Chris Ciccione. I didn't see because we were watching replay. I guess Buddy's challenging this.
Okay.
Colorado is challenging the safe call at first base.
I don't think. I think Monty felt like he didn't have Hollowell on the flip. So, you know, it just has to be instantaneous. If the ball's in the glove when you touch the bag, it's almost like, did you control in football? Did you control it?
But see, the ball's coming out even before he hits the bag.
Yeah, that's a
and
tough
then
one.
never gets firm control in his bare hand. That ball is still moving around.
Yeah, that one is maybe the most telling from an adverse standpoint for the Rockies.
Upon review, the call on the field is confirmed. Runner is safe. Colorado loses their challenge.
And now Buddy is going to come out and make a pitching change. That's going to be scored an error on Montero, and that's a tough error because he made a phenomenal stop.
Association Day at Coors Field as a thank you to our great fans for another season together. Vivid Seats will be providing gift bags throughout the game to lucky fans in their seats. Visit Rockies.com/tickets to purchase.
Harvest Moon. Justin Lawrence on for the Rockies. Kyle Farmer with one out is at first base. Willie Castro switch hitting. Well, I was going to call him a third baseman. He's third baseman tonight. He plays everywhere. And Willie takes strike one. 0 for 3 tonight. Those 3 at bats from the right side against Ty Blach. Back-to-back home runs for the Twins. Has tied this ball game at 6. Trevor Larnach, the pinch hitter, a home run. Ryan Jeffers, a home run. And 2 strikes on Willie Castro.
Well, Castro last time up was robbed by that very fine play down the third baseline by Mack in the 5th inning.
He's got himself a base hit to left here. Farmer stops at second. And that'll bring up Max Kepler. Max Kepler, native of Berlin. Son of 2 ballet dancers. His dad from Poland. His mom originally from San Antonio, Texas. Went to an American high school in Berlin, and then for a short period of time actually went to high school down in Florida. That's in there for a strike.
Just love the backstories on how and where guys are from.
Oh, 1 to Kepler, way inside. That's a good job by Diaz to catch that. 1-1.
Max signed a 5-year contract extension back in 2019 with the Twins.
Team Polanco, they're the longest tenured Twins, right?
Yep.
That's an untapped area as the game grows worldwide. There'll be some guys coming out of Europe in the coming years.
Well, you have to keep expanding this great game and tapping into untapped markets.
Two to Kepler, outside 3-2.
Before the game today, the Rockies were introducing some of their coaches from the RBI, reviving baseball in the inner city
Program, yep.
Yeah, so it was fun to see that.
3-2 fouled off. Well, you're headed over the pond, as they say. Next week, you can watch your Bills play.
Bills play in London.
We're going to catch a little football also.
Yeah, on Saturday. So we're going to catch football on Saturday and football on Sunday.
Another foul ball. Now, who are you seeing Saturday?
Fulham.
You don't know who they're playing, but here's what I love about you.
Well, I'm all in.
So, folks, Jeff and his better half went out, and Jeff's, he bought tickets like 6 years ago for this. But anyhow, they have full on. That's ball 4. They have full on Fulham jerseys and
why not
garb to go to the game. It's great.
And we'll wear our Bill stuff on Sunday.
Now the bases are loaded. Still just one out. 5 straight have reached. Christian Vasquez coming up.
Sheffield United, that's who they're playing.
Sheffield United. I'm going to make sure I check the box.
That's right.
See how Fulham did against Sheffield United. Running up to Edinburgh too. Play a little golf.
Play a little golf up there in Paris.
Nice. All right, here we go. Rockies need a ground ball. Christian Vasquez at the plate, and the slider's a strike. 6-6 game, top of 7.
When you got the guy at the plate, if he does hit it on the ground, it's an easy double play candidate.
Oh, 2. Vasquez a strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out.
I like that fastball, 98 miles an hour from Justin.
That's foul. Rockies about to get more activity in their bullpen. Ty Block went 5. Gavin Hollowell an inning and a third. And now Justin Lawrence. Oh, 2. Got him on a sweeping slider. Second out of the inning.
He had him set up too for this pitch. After throwing 98, swung through it. That's a sweeper that was so effective earlier this year, getting guys to reach for it.
Michael Taylor at the plate. And that's on the inside corner. 0-1. Taylor kind of glances back, not pleased with Edwin Moscoso. 21 home runs for Taylor. His 21st came in the second inning. Hit one up on the concourse with the man aboard. 21 home runs, a career high for Taylor. And another slider and another strike. 0-2.
I think he just saw another one.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's the 0-2 to Taylor. He went slider and he struck him out on 3 pitches. Well done, Justin Lawrence. 2 strikeouts with the bases loaded. 6-6 affair. Jones, Montero, McMahon coming up when we return.
Here at Coors Field, we've been telling you guys the bet between he and Chris Bryant. If Nolan Jones hit 20 home runs or reached 60 RBI, Chris Bryant was buying him a Rolex. Well, guess what? Last night, he recorded his 60th RBI of the season. He's getting that Rolex. This is actually the text exchange between Nolan and Chris. Chris was at home sick watching the game, texted him immediately, said, "You're going to be looking up Rolexes all night." And all Nolan Jones responded was a picture of his wrist. It said, "This wrist can't wait, brother." It was, Chris Bryant has a jewelry guy that he uses, so he sent Nolan Jones kind of the catalog of watches he could choose from. Nolan got to choose his own watch last night, and Chris Bryant says it's going to be here tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that nice looking watch on Nolan Jones's wrist, courtesy of his teammate and veteran Chris Bryant.
Wow, that's pretty good, because Drew has a jewelry guy too, but have you gotten anything yet, Kels?
What was the question?
No, I just said Drew has his own jewelry guy too, and I haven't seen a watch or anything like that. Have you?
Well, we'll just have to get Chris Bryant's jewelry guy, because he apparently overnight stuff.
Wow.
But the watch
I put mine on the slow boat.
The watch is beautiful. It's a stunning watch, but it was funny. They were talking in the clubhouse before the game, and Chris, there was a watch that Chris liked better. And look at Nolan right here. There was a watch that Chris liked better, but it was more expensive. And Nolan was like, "I tried to find the cheapest watch that I could find on the list." And Chris Bryant was like, "You think I care about the cost?" He said, "You get whatever watch you want."
Yeah, I think KB can handle it, and good for KB, and great to see KB back in the dugout. He's again not been feeling well the last few days. Should be back in the lineup tomorrow. Actually, you know who our resident Rolex experts are?
Corey and Billy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they did. You know, actually, KB should have gone to those guys to take care of Nolan. Just he would have saved them a lot of money.
Yes,
both those guys.
both of them.
So just go to Canal Street next time you're in Manhattan. That's what those guys do.
Your wrist might turn green.
Yeah.
After a couple days, but hey.
They were so proud because like a year later, it's still telling time.
Still telling time.
And supposedly accurate time.
Not the right twice a day kind?
No. 0-2 on Montero, and this is a floater to shallow left. Coming on is the new left fielder Trevor Larnach to make the catch. One out. Jones, who smoked that baseball to center, he remains at first. Ryan McMahon coming up against Cody Funderburk. I guess the reason Polanco came out, a little bit of right ankle soreness. Back, went around 0-1. And just to reiterate, for Minnesota, they want to keep their guys sharp because they're going to start the postseason early next week. They are locked into the 3 seed. They can't improve it. They can't fall from it.
So what it is right now, I know it's still a major league game. You're still trying to produce, but you're also like a glorified spring training where you don't want anybody to get hurt and you want to get your work in.
Twice Funderburk goes to first.
All right, so here it goes back to my theory, Drew. You've heard me say it a million times. He's thrown over twice, especially with the new rules. I'm going right here. As soon as any sort of movement, I just take off.
Didn't take off there. 1 ball, 1 strike on Matt. 6-6 games. Gone back and forth. Rockies trailed early. Took a 5-4 lead on 3-run home run by Alan Trejo. There goes Jones. And the throw is high. And Jones has himself another stolen base. For Nolan is 19. Does he get, I mean, if he gets to 20 and then he gets 20 homers, does he get another Rolex?
Yeah, then it's one for the other wrist. I mean, he did exactly what I was talking about because of the new rules. As soon as he lifts his leg, he's thrown over twice. Pitchers won't go over there a 3rd time. because they know they can't get him, and so you take off.
And that is strike 3. Tough night for Ryan McMahon. That's 4 punch outs. See if Elias Diaz can pick him up. Hey, how about this? Nolan Jones 1 away from Brenton Doyle. 2 Rockies rookies among the top 3 all time in terms of rookie bags for Colorado. Dexter Fowler. Tough to get to 27.
Yeah. What a Q on that list? Quentin McCracken.
Q. This guy made the most of his ability.
Yes.
Diaz a booming double in the 4th off the center field wall. That's a fair ball, and long throw in time from Willie Castro. He had to go to one knee to field that, and then made a really good throw. Actually went to 2 knees. Southwest Airlines, big heart and low fares. Book now at southwest.com. And by Subaru, love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru. Got a little mittens on, love it. Great evening at the ballpark. Nothing decided yet as we go to the 8th inning. Rockies 6, the Minnesota Twins 6 with Jeff Houston and Kelsey Wingert. And our entire television family. I'm Drew Goodman. Justin Lawrence worked out of a jam in the 7th, and he'll have the top of the order led by Donovan Solano. Solano 0 for 3, was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Fastball whipped outside, 1-0. Huey, Miami got in at 6 a.m.
Yeah, I saw that.
Kelsey made mention of that earlier after sitting around forever last night in New York. They were in the 9th inning. They had a lead, a 1-run lead, could not finish that game. And if necessary, they're going to have to return to New York on Monday.
Yeah, that whole sequence was wacky.
And
because they put the tarp on and then it didn't rain for like 25 minutes.
And if there was a little bit of controversy, at least from the Marlins standpoint. Obviously, we weren't there. You're kind of reading reports, but the Marlins, were hoping that the Mets grounds crew could get the field ready quicker. Anyhow, the Marlins arrive in Pittsburgh this morning, and they win a baseball game by a run tonight in Pittsburgh. So they're now a game up for that final wild card spot. The Diamondbacks are in the 2nd spot. Phillies have locked things up.
Well, Pittsburgh was up in that game 2-0 or 3-0, and then Miami came back and won 4-3.
This is hooking foul.
Well, the other one too, the Gubbies have just taken a nosedive. They're currently losing to Milwaukee 3-2 after what happened down in Atlanta to them.
Two balls, two strikes on Donovan Solano. Swung on and missed. So Lawrence has struck out 3 in a row.
It's pretty tough to strike out, and then it's also really tough to hit this slider.
So Alex Kirilloff with his second at bat. Hit a little floater to second his first time. '97 a bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a good looking slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Been a very difficult year for the St. Louis Cardinals, and punctuated by this Friday night at home at Busch. They're losing 19-2 in the 8th inning to the Reds.
But you know who got to pinch hit? Adam Wainwright.
Is that right?
Yes, that's the last thing he wanted to do. He said, because he knew he wasn't going to pitch anymore, but he said he wanted to get one more at bat, so he pinch hit tonight.
Well, Ali Marmol found a spot for him in the right affair. Plus 17 or down 17, you're our guy.
Grab a bat.
What did he do?
That I will have to check. I just saw it just a second ago.
This base hit to center field, despite the strong effort by Trejo. So Kirilloff, with 1 out in the 8th, is aboard for Trevor Larnach.
Well, this is going away too. This is squared up. Trying to dive was Allen. Skips off the glove.
Well, he did not get a hit, but he did not strike out.
Okay. Well, they gave him a standing ovation. I do know that.
He's going to sing on Sunday, right?
Yeah. Why not? Go out just doing everything you wanted to do. You got the W.
0-1 on Larnach, who homered in the 7th inning to make it 6-5. And this is to first. Montero back to first. In time. What a pickup. The Rockies turn a double play to get off the field in the top of the 8th. 6-6. It was a beautiful 3-6-3 double play. They may take a look at this now, we're being told. He may have gotten his foot down. Rocco Baldelli telling Larry Vanover, yep, we want to look at it.
What a pick, though. No matter what happens here.
Minnesota is challenging the out at second base and the out at first base.
Oh, they're going to challenge both. lot of times it's almost a formality to do this. Let's see if we saw one. Was it yesterday, Huey, or the day before, where Brendan had come off the bag a smidgen early?
Yes.
Again, the neighborhood play, like when Jeff Houston was a middle infielder, does not exist anymore.
You just had to be on the dirt.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, he had that ball in his glove, it looked like, from that angle. The Rockies are going back on the field. He's out at second.
I think he's safe at first. I mean, it's close, man.
Yeah, it is close. All the Rockies were in the dugout. Now they've gone back out there.
Yeah, it's interesting with these replays the last couple of years because, you know, the beautiful, enormous scoreboards that exist in Major League Baseball. Everybody together, the fans, the players, they watch and they make their own evaluation. And so, you know, no one told the Rockies, but they all kind of filtered back out onto the field.
He's clearly on the bag at second, though. We do know that much.
The other interested group, you know, because the decision is made, as everybody knows, in New York. So the umpires actually, they watch the scoreboard also, in this case Rockies vision. That's an
Upon review, the call at second base confirmed. Runner is out. The call at first base stands. The runner is out.
Awesome. Nice. Hey, all the players were wrong. Now they're sprinting to the dugout. It is a 3-6-3 double play. When the Rockies score 7 or more, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies Taco Special Lip Moss at Taco Bell. Rockies need 7. They have 6 right now. And so do the Minnesota Twins. Sean Bouchard in the bottom of the 8th. And he takes a strike from Kobe Funderburg. Second inning for Funderburg. Bouchard, Trejo, Doyle. This has been a group that's done damage tonight. It's fouled off. Bouchard. Single, walk, single. So he's been on all 3 times. He scored a run. Trejo on deck has a 3-run homer and a single. Doyle, who will bat 3rd in the inning, is 1 for 3. Six runs, a dozen hits for the Rockies. 6 runs, 11 hits for the visiting Twins. Sean Bouchard strikes out, and with one out, that'll bring up Trejo.
Pretty strong arm, big arm for Thunderbird. Dallas Baptist draft pick. Went to Mesa Community College first and then went to DBU.
Year in and year out, that's a very strong program. Dallas Baptist 0-1 on Trejo.
Mike Devereaux. Mike Devo? Mike Devereaux went to Mesa Community College too. Casper, Wyoming.
I was going to say, Wyoming kid.
Yeah.
Two strikes on Trejo. 1-2. Arizona and Houston in a most important affair down in the desert. That misses. Scoreless in the fourth inning.
Yeah, Arizona just has to win. Cubs tied that ball game up with Milwaukee. Arizona wins, they're in.
Houston's magic number's 2. Any combination of Houston wins or Mariner losses totaling 2, and Houston's in.
Mariners walking off Texas last night with J.P. Crawford.
And Trejo, who was behind, draws a walk, so the go-ahead run goes to first. And that'll bring up Brent Doyle.
Third time tonight for Allen to reach base.
Doyle a single left his last time up. Let's see where Willie Castro plays here. He just looked at the dugout to get advisement. He's about a step behind the bag at third. That's a strike. We remove the bunt from the playbook right now at Doyle. Castro remains in the same place at third. 0-2.
Just kind of checking the outfielders too. They're playing straight up, not overly deep. They haven't moved back at all. They're in their normal positions.
Two on Doyle. Trejo at first, not a base stealer, really.
Yeah, he'll pick his spots. He has 5 this year, but it's not like, okay, every time he gets on, you think he's going to be taken off.
2-2. Another huge game tonight. We're kind of alluding to Seattle. They're scoreless with Texas right now. You've been in that situation, Huey, and you were a good base stealer. That you know you're the potential winning run, the go-ahead run late in the game, and you got a lefty, and you just know you can't get picked off.
No, absolutely not. But you know what, especially here at Coors Field, the ball in the gap, you're going to be able to score down the line. And then the other thing is, if Britton makes it out, you got Charlie on the on-deck circuit, so you cannot get picked off. So that's why you'll see maybe a lean or even a half step going back towards first.
Doyle now has moved it to 3-2 after being behind 2 strikes. And again, I don't see him taking off here because Brent does swing and miss so much that I don't think that's, oh man, he just got picked off. And when I said that, and I didn't think he'd be going, but he obviously was leaning in that direction.
Yeah, because he took off when the lake comes up. He's going. So I'm not sure if they had him going or he just misread it. But that's a long, long walk or jog back into the dugout.
And that'll end the inning. So the Rockies do not score in the bottom of the 8th. We'll go to the 9th, tied at 6.
Coors Field, here's your chance with a once-in-a-lifetime golf experience with Upper Deck Golf. That's October 13th through the 15th. For more details and event information, go to Rockies.com/golf.
So top of the 9th inning. New pitcher for the Rockies, their closer, Tyler Kinley. And he'll face Ryan Jeffers, Kyle Farmer, and Willie Castro. Jeffers has had a big night, the backstop from Minnesota. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first, singled in the third, walked in the 5th, homered in the 7th. 14th home run for Jeffers, and that tied the game in the 7th at 6. That's where we stand right now.
Tyler pitched the first game of the doubleheader on Tuesday against the Dodgers, an inning, had a strikeout, nothing else allowed.
He was sitting at one point above 99 miles an hour. 99.2, 99.4, which were two of the hardest pitches we've seen from the Rockies this year. I do not believe the Rockies have touched triple digits yet.
I don't think so.
1-1.
One of two teams that haven't had a guy hit 100 miles an hour.
Just so good to see Kinley healthy.
Yeah.
There's the disappearing slider. 2-2.
Well, you just don't know which way it's going to break either. Sometimes it'll go down and to the left. We have a pitch comm issue. I'd hate to be in charge of all those pitch comp things because I'm not real good at times with electronics. So I'd be like, uh-oh.
Just go to Batteries Plus.
Okay, got it.
You're all set.
Yeah, but in the heat of the moment right now.
2-2. And that's a broken bat base hit to left for Jeffers. So he has been on base all evening.
Now they throw a pinch runner out there.
Andrew Stevenson. Kyle Farmer at the plate. And that's a bad break off McKinley, and it rolls into shallow right. Stevenson is going to get the third.
That's so bad because Brendan Rodgers was right there. And it wasn't like Tyler was trying to make a play. It just happened to hit him in the bad spot and then greens out to right center field. Right back up the middle. Goes off his left foot.
It's going to be a double play probably.
Yeah. You can see Brendan right there.
Now, a real difficult situation for the Rockies. Top of the ninth, 6-6. Different parts of this game. You play your infield up the middle back for 2. Buddy wants to come out and talk about defense right now. Willie Castro,
well, you got
who runs really
good,
well.
Yeah. Fast guy at the plate.
And he's going to come out of the left side of the box. He's a switch hitter.
And it looked like his swing, just based on what I saw the first read hitting right-handed, it looked like he
you liked it better from the left side.
I liked it better from the left side is what I'm trying to say. And I like the swing path better from the left side. So it makes it more difficult for Bud and how we're going to go ahead and play this. But I still think you've got to play it at that 3 depth. So just 2 or 3 steps behind the grass. Okay? Because you've also got a speedy guy at third base. So there's a lot going on right now. How you play this, you got to check him, go to second, and if you don't turn the double play because it's not hit hard enough, that guy at third still got to be at third when this is all said and done. The other thing too, and you know, these are the things when you play a team infrequently is, you know, how are his bunting skills? Can he drop down a bunt? Could he try to pull one with him?
Yeah, good point. It's inside, ball 1. You have good speed at first on a fly, or excuse me, at third on a fly ball, and Stevenson. Farmer, good athlete at first. He went. I think.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. I mean, he almost did a pirouette.
He went around a lot further than Bryce Harper had his check swing last night. If he would have hit that, it would have been a double.
You sound like you're bench jockeying again. 2-0. Two balls and a strike. This game's gone back and forth. Again, Minnesota scored in the first. Got a 2-run home run to take a 3-0 lead in the second. Michael Taylor hit it out. Rockies led 6-4 at one point. 2-2. And then back-to-back solo home runs in the 7th for Minnesota. Trevor Larnach pinch hitting, and Ryan Jeffers. And that tied it up. That's where we are right now. 6-6, top of 9, first and third, no one out.
This is where you need to strike out.
Absolutely.
And Tyler has the pitch to do it.
Yeah, and typically it's that slider. Got it. There's one.
And it was the slider. This was the same pitch that they said he checked his swing out earlier. This time he goes all the way around.
Now it's Max Kepler. Double in the second, fly out, and a pair of walks for Kepler.
Now up the middle, especially, you can play at a different depth. You go back to your, still it's a double play depth, but it's a shorter one, but not like it was a moment ago where you're in almost on the edge of the grass.
So in your 1, 2, 3, 4 depth, this is 2.5.
2.5, yes.
And this ball's driven to deep center. This is going to get the run home. Gore makes the catch, tagging Stevenson, and Minnesota takes a 7-6 lead on the 63rd RBI for Kepler. Now, a veteran guy who's produced a lot of runs in his career, and he really didn't try to do too much.
Very controlled swing from Kepler. That one started to work away from Kepler. And do you see the way the body was leaning over to the outside portion of the plate?
So the Rockies get off the field, but the Twins take the lead in the top of the ninth, 7-6. And the Rockies in the bottom of the ninth will counter with the top of the order. Charlie Blackmon, Brendan Rodgers, Nolan Jones. There's Charlie Blackmon earlier today.
One-year extension for the 2024 season.
The Rockies announced that Charlie signed a one-year extension. He's coming back for 2024, folks. And he'll just add to those gorgeous numbers, closing in on 1,700 hits, well over 300 doubles. It'll be his 14th season in purple for the four-time All-Star. Well, right now, he care less about any of that. He wants to reach and start a rally here for the Rockies, down 7-6 in the bottom of the ninth. And just a high fly ball deep right center, but he just got underneath it. And Michael Taylor will make the catch, and Emilio Pagan has one out in the ninth. Crowd got out of their seat for an instant.
Too, just for a second. Emilio Pagan. And for Pagan on the season, 65th appearance. 097 whip. But he's 0 for 5 at save opportunities.
Christian Vasquez, who is DHing, now has the gear on because Jeffers, remember, he reached and was pinch run for by Stevenson, who ultimately scored the 7th run for Minnesota a few moments ago. Brendan Rodgers homered in the 5th. Here's the 1-0. Ball, 1 strike. Fastball, cutter, splitter, featured by Pagan. It'll look like the splitter. 1-2.
Had that tumbling action at 90 miles an hour. Also will throw a cut fastball. It's just 150 off of that cutter.
One and two. And now the Rockies down to their final out.
Now this is a cutter. Just keeps working away from that right-handed batter.
And a multi-hit evening for Nolan Jones, 2 for 4. It's a first pitch strike at 96. Nolan drove in a run in the 3rd with a single. In the 7th, he singled and stole 2nd. That was his 19th stolen base. Needs to reach here. 0-2. The 3rd hit for Jones. Rockies have the tying run aboard. He has been remarkable.
No moment's too big for him.
And how many times have we seen him behind in the count come through?
And to go with the pitch when you're down by 1, you think, I want to be the hero. I want to try to pull the ball into the stands. And no, just pass the diving shortstop. Got another guy that's swinging the bat real well at the plate.
That's right, Eleris Montero. He homered back in the 2nd to dead center. Popped up right side. This is playable. And that's going to end the ball game. Kirilloff makes the catch. Jones left aboard. And in a seesaw battle, Minnesota is able to score the game-winning run at the top of the 9th. They win it 7-6. They improve to 86 and 74. They're the American League Central Division champs for a reason. They have won a lot of tight ball games this year. So on this Friday night, in front of a sellout crowd of more than 47,000, Minnesota 7, Colorado 6. The great news today for the Rockies, Charlie Blackmon's coming back for another year. Post game is up next.